Hello, everybody. This is Meet My Friends. Today, my guest is Ricky Funes. I met Ricky through Toastmasters, and he's going to explain to us what he does. Welcome, Ricky.
Hello, Maria. It's a pleasure seeing you again from Argentina now. Missing
Yes,
you all there in Las Vegas. See,
were you born in Argentina, Ricky, or do you just currently live there?
I was born in Argentina, but I'm the product of an American mama and an Argentine Navy aviator from Argentina. When my dad was in the Navy, in Argentine Navy, he went to the United States to the training pilot school during the war, and theirs were in the Corpus Christi, Texas Air Base. My dad met my mother, and he brought her down here to Argentina, and they raised 6 children and 20 grandchildren. Yeah, I was born here, but I lived a couple of times in the States too.
So your dad
And
stole your mom from us.
yeah, my
In the
mother
United
from
States.
Pennsylvania. Yeah, she's a.
She must have been beautiful. That's why he fell in love right away.
Yeah,
Maybe she's
you're
still
right.
Asian, huh?
You're right on that. Yes.
Is she still alive, Ricky, your mom?
No. She passed away. My dad too. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
But I keep him in my heart. Yeah.
Of course. What kind of memories come to mind from them?
Oh, one of the greatest memories. My mom is my hero. Well, my dad too. But my story. This kid over here that you're watching on the screen. Where's that kid? Wait a minute. I lost the kid, but it doesn't matter. I'll go back to the kid right now. This kid that you're watching now on the screen, you're going to watch him in a couple of seconds. I don't know why the screen is not changing, but yeah. You see that kid? I was like that kid when I was little. I used to stutter. I couldn't pronounce 3 words all together in a row. So I was bullied by all the kids, used to make fun of me. And in a way, they were right, because I couldn't practically speak. I used to, So that turned me a shy kid for many years. I didn't want to have any relation with communication at all. I used to go to the market to buy some stuff for my mom, and I remember people used to make fun of me, and I went back home running, and who was there? Mom, with all her optimism and telling me always, Ricky, you can. Ricky, you can. Ricky, think positive, think big. Many years later, I was a TV and radio journalist, and I founded my public speaking academy, and here I am. So that's what I did. I obeyed my mother. I was trained in Argentina. I worked in TV and radios. I also was a police officer. And then I did like that famous Greek, Demosthenes. Instead of going to a cave, I went for 13 years to the United States. And I was trained by all my mentors. I mean, good people and that, like these guys you see here. You see Al Jensen over there? That's Richard Fripp. Oh, Darren LaCroix, Ed Tate, and many others who trained me in Las Vegas. And I used to come back to Argentina pretty often to deliver some conferences, to train people, because after what happened to me, I thought to myself, Ricky, you can help other people too. People that have problems in communicating with others, because there are scared of public speaking or because they're not using the tools they need to use. I always have my symbolic toolbox over here, and so that we have all the tools, the techniques and the strategies to be a good speaker in that little box. And if you want to be a better speaker, you can. You just have to be trained. There's no divine power that comes from heaven to be a good speaker. You have to learn and practice and practice and practice. That's my slogan. And that's what I do. Help other people to find the adequate tool to be a better speaker. And people come to the academy for different reasons, especially in Argentina, where we speak so much and so much, but we speak a lot and we say nothing sometimes. And people say, Ricky, I don't know how to end my speeches. I can't end. Or others say, when I start speaking, people start sleeping. Well, there are different tools for that. And you know what better than me, because you're an NSA member, you're a Toastmaster too, so you know it too.
Yes, I've been through many trainings too, Ricky. What do you do when someone in the audience is sleeping? Or when people is showing you that they're bored or they're not interested, which is a good tool that we can.
Well, I'm going to answer it like an arrogant Argentinian. No one gets bored during my conferences or speeches. That was a joke. No. Well, you have many ways of avoiding that. Number one, let me write it in English because I'm writing it now in Spanish. Number one secret is this. Always speak in these two frequencies. If you're speaking in Spanish, QHPM, que hay para mí. If you're speaking in English, WIIFM, what's in it for me? If you don't speak for your audience, you're dead. Your audience will fall asleep. Yeah, you're giving them the green flag to fall asleep, because you're talking about issues that they don't even need or want or are interested in. So number one, Q or T, number one principle, to call it some way, is to speak in their frequency. Things that they need, that they want, that is important for them. And you know that a good speaker is that speaker that makes people think, feel, and do. That's it. That's what you have to do. And if they're thinking and you're feeling, you're going to keep them attending your conference, and they won't fall asleep at all.
Yeah, but also a good way is integrating humor. Tell a joke or do like some kind of movement.
Well, that was number one. Yeah. Now you have number 2, number 3, number 4, number 100. And another way of keeping your audience engaged with you is to have a very good eye contact. Not sprinkle the garden like this, boom, 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 automatic. No. Deep, look into their eyes, talk to them, then you go to another one, you talk to him or to her, and so far and so on. And incorporate humor, of course. That's what Craig Valentin always says. Introduce humor into your speech. Introduce dialogue too into your speech. Yes. It's very different to say, Maria, one day, she told me, Ricky, why didn't you come into my meeting? That's one way. But the other way is, and Maria told me, and she stopped me and she said, Ricky, want to participate in a meeting with me? And I told her, okay, why not? So that's incorporating dialogue. And that's very different when you're relating what happened instead of bring your audience into the scene.
What do you do when it's a bigger audience and you cannot necessarily do eye contact? How do you do?
Well, I'll tell you about that. Number one, whenever they ask me, Ricky, what was the biggest what was the biggest number of people you had in an audience? If I close my eyes and I make an introspection to myself and say, well, I had 4,000 here, 1,000 here, 700 here, 500, 320. But my answer is always the same. When they ask me that, I say, only one. Because even if we have 2,000 in your audience, I speak to one at a time. And if you have a big audience, for example, let's say 300, 400 persons in your audience, I look at you, for example, you're at my right. And when I look into your eyes, all the 10 or 20 guys that are surrounding you as satellites will feel that I am looking at them, because at that distance, you can't precise where my eyes are pointing to. So all those 30, 40 guys will feel that I'm talking to them. And if what you're delivering to them is important for them, bingo, that's the formula. He's talking to me. He's telling me what I need to hear, what I want to hear, and what I didn't know. So he's giving me new information, fresh information about any matter. And that means when I finish with you, I'll go with Ted Chester, he's over there, or I'll go with Jesse Oakley, that's in the middle, and I'll talk to them.
A good way of speaking is introducing the previous characters or previous participants. So that is a tool. And I'm just gonna mention tools that I see so people can catch them, because you were just talking about the box of tools. So yes, do your topic relatable to your audience. That is a really good way you keep them interested. And with their antennas up to look and see where you're gonna move, what you're gonna do. What I've seen in speech contents is that people use their body very effectively, where sometimes you see someone, you know, with a body shape that you won't think they can move the way they move. And sometimes people can be very creative, and like a movement on someone's body can make people giggle and really laugh. So I do recommend people, you know, lose it a little bit. It doesn't have to be all serious in any necessary way. You know, you can always introduce humor and use your body. It's there for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I remember the last contest we had on Toastmasters, the last one I assisted, and it was at the MGM, and we had fun. And I'm trying to remember his name, but it doesn't matter. He made a speech about a Texan, and it was in the Tall Tales.
Yeah, Kevin Kiefer, he won.
Exactly. Yeah. He was so funny with his body. Yeah. And people that study public speaking will tell you that you reach your audience 10% only by the words, 40% by the tone, and 50% with your body language. Your body language is very, very important when you speak to your audience. You can't speak like if you're a statue, like this, or like that. No, you need passion, you have to have life, and your movements have to reinforce your words. Absolutely, during the whole speech. Yes, sir.
Yes, so I remember that speech with Kevin. So he went all the way to #1 when the competition went to California. I was there. So what he did the day of the competition is that he used what we call props. So he was wearing a Texana hat, the Texas hat, and it was black. So, and then he had like a royal blue shirt that was like decorated like a Texan, and he had tight jeans. So he was so good because he dressed as the character that he was representing.
He had the boots, the Texan, the classic Texan boots.
Yeah, but the hat, Ricky, that was the best part. It looked so good on him, and we had not seen him with a hat before. So for us, it was enjoyable, and we were supporting, of course, but it was just like, you see Kevin Kiefer coming on stage with the Texan hat, and it's just this joy.
Kevin is a master. Kevin is a master. I
Yeah.
admire him. I love him. Yeah.
Yeah, this pride, you know, we're proud of him. It's like you're glad to know him. You're glad to be there. And then when he started talking and he changed it a little bit, making it better and better until he won. That was beautiful. It was really a beautiful experience for us to go through. And I get what you're saying. You know, I love props. So this is the reason I wear wigs. And the reason I wear wigs on videos too, so I can identify the video. Sometimes you're only able to see an image. And if I already use the background in another video, or my outfit seems similar or is lost with the background, then I can identify with either the color of my hair if I cannot see my top. So, but if I remember which top I wore, it's easier for me to identify. So it's just, you know, tips for anyone who might be doing interviews on Zoom or have meetings. And when you record or save the recording, like when you see that image, you know which one you are saving. And sometimes it can be a duplicate. So that is a good way to, you know, just looking at the image and see which one is it.
Yes, you're right on that. You're very right on that. Sí, exactamente.
Also, another one that you see right now with Ricky is the use of earphones. So what they do is they capture the sound. So if you're talking to someone, let's say he's talking to me right now, so no one else at home can hear what I'm saying. That I'm not saying anything about no one should listen or nothing that a kid, you know, can hear. But yeah, if you know, want to keep your privacy, it's a good way to keep it for you and within your space.
Yeah, you're right on that. You're very right on that, Chief. It's true.
Ricky, when are we going to do a project together besides this one? We always talk about we need to.
Well. We could make something. Yes, absolutely. We can talk about it. Yeah, after the meeting, we can talk about it. And let me tell you that what you were saying right now, when Kevin started going to the next level, making his speed better and better and better. That's what practice brings us. When you practice that, you have been with Al Jensen's already speakers club too. And well, I started with my public speaking gym here in Argentina. Every Saturday I have an hour and a half, 90 minutes of only for ex-pupils that come out from my courses. They get into that gym some Saturdays, every Saturday, in fact, at the morning. People in Vegas are not very fond of that because it's too early for them. It's almost 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning every Saturday. So they say, Ricky, send it a little back in time for us not to get up so early. But people in Argentina, for us here, we have 4-hour difference now. Sometimes we have 5. And for here, it's 11 o'clock in the morning, so it's a good time for Saturdays. But what I mean by this is people practice their same speech one Saturday, the next speech the other Saturday, and after 4 or 5 Saturdays practicing the same speech, what happens? The speech is wonderful. People, for example, people that are salesmen, people that are lawyers, or people, whatever occupation they have, they practice their speeches there in that gym, and it's fun. It's fun. I do this, although I do it as a living too, but it's the number one reason what I'm doing is because I have a lot of fun with my courses, my seminars, and I love public speaking. So I have a lot of good memories from Las Vegas with NSA and with Toastmasters and all the friends I could make there, and you're one of them.
Thank you so much, Ricky. I remember one of the workshops we have with Darren LaCroix, and Darren mentioned Ricky. He says, well, you know, I started putting up videos on YouTube, and that was like a donna, you know, I will give to someone. And so one of my trainings, he says, there was Ricky Funes, and he said, oh my God, Darren LaCroix. He said, I have seen you on YouTube. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to meet you. And he says, that started from one of my donuts, one of the little bits and pieces that I gave on my YouTube videos. And then when he finally met me, he says, you couldn't believe how excited he was. So he did mention you. He acknowledged you as a fan and as someone that made his day, and to let him know that his work was being seen and it was valuable.
You know, and one of the first lady in the champs, I think it was the second lady in the champs. It took place in Las Vegas. I'm trying to remember. I think it was at the Baileys. Yeah, in at the Baileys. Yeah, in the Vegas Boulevard. And I remember that Darren was speaking. We were around 400 persons there attending his speech. And a couple of weeks before that, Darren visited us at Windjammers. And there, in that meeting of Windjammers is when that happened. And I say, hey, you're the same guy? And that's a story.
Yeah.
Because I watched him from Argentina, and when I went to Vegas, I saw him in person. And what happened there is that I had my plane ticket for the next day to go to Argentina. And he said, you got to come to Lady in the Champs. I can't. I have my ticket. And I canceled my ticket. I postponed it to go to Lady in the Champs. And then I went to Lady in the Champs, but I didn't know that he was going to say what he said. There were 400 people there, and he said, there's a person here that canceled his plane ticket to Argentina, and I want him to come here to the stage. And I went to the stage because there were 400 people there, and he called me, and he said, this is Ricky Funes from Argentina. He canceled to come here to Lady in the Champs. And he always tells that story too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So for people who, who don't know who Lady and the Champs is, this is a show, like a speech performance that Patricia Fripp does. And sometimes it will be supporting speakers. So I seen Marvelous Mark dressed up as one of the characters. I haven't seen it, but I seen topics about it, like videos, like pictures and stuff. So I remember talking to you, Ricky, back then that you were joining, like you were a member of few clubs. I don't remember how many, but it must have been more than six. Oh my God, 6 clubs. So the memberships for the clubs is paid for 6 months. So you paid a period of 6 months. And I remember you telling me that sometimes you only stay like a couple months or 3 months, and you will pay the full membership for the 6 months and all these clubs just to have the knowledge and just to go and practice to every one of them. Because once when you're a member of a club, you cannot speak every week because there is more members that need the opportunity too. And it's just a part of your development to do other roles. Yeah, for me, that was amazing when you mentioned that you were a member of few clubs just to get your advancement or your training, your practice while you were here, just to go back and be more powerful speaker. So that was something that I admire about you. The will to spend the time.
Let me tell you something, no? Every time I used to go back to Argentina, because I used to go once or twice a year, and I used to come down here, and people, my friends used to tell me, but you're crazy. You must be nuts. Why? You're teaching public speaking, oratoria, they used to say here, public speaking during 30 years, and you go to the United States and you go to school, you go to learn. You never end learning, my friend, I used to tell him. I'm learning a lot and a lot and a lot, and this never ends. This never ends. The guy that says that he knows everything is crazy. Craig Valentine still has a coach. Darren LaCroix still has a coach. Patricia Fripp, you never end learning new things or trying new strategies or trying new tools or trying new techniques or whatever. Yeah. Ask Al Jensen. He tries, he changes, he messes up with his speeches. You can't give always the same. You have to try new things, different things. You can make a cake always the same. You can try adding a little more sugar, a little more this or that or whatever, and you change the taste of that speech. going to the next level, next level, next level. We always are learning, Maria, always are learning, yes.
Yes, that's you know, something very inspiring, especially for young people, and also for people that feel that they are too old now, or it's too late for them to do anything. You know, like I'm not at an age where I should be in school, or I'm not at an age where I'm gonna look good, or you know, maybe someone that knows me are gonna comment, or my family is gonna say, you know, what are you doing? You're 62, or you're 75, or you're 50 years old, whatever age that might be, and people might judge you like it's too late for you. But see,
Maria,
happiness. It says
let
right
me
there,
tell you
happiness is a
something.
piece of cake. Um, well, sometimes you know, it takes that creativity and that willingness to add that each little piece of fruit and that decoration, you know, and serve it for someone. It takes your willingness and your
Let me tell you
disposition,
something, Maria.
your ability to fall in love with what you're doing.
There's a person in the United States, and I hope she can have access uh, to this video or to this interview. She's a member of Windjammers for many years.
What's her
The
name?
day I found out her age, and she always reminds me, she reminds me of my grandmother, my dad's mama.
Okay.
Her name is Norma Tanner.
Okay.
She's over 80. She has a spirit of a 30-year-old lady, and I admire her. And I told myself, I was 50 something when I met her. I say, my God, if this lady has this energy, what am I saying or complaining? Hey, Ricky, you're too old. Come on. Oh, she's my hero. And she's still a Windjammers member. Lady, some days ago, her husband passed away, so my condolences for her. But I admire that lady. And talking about that, in my last two courses here in Argentina, and that's strange for Argentina, I had 3 or 4 people over 70, lawyers, doctors, and hey, why are you doing? Maybe during the quarantine it was different, but they got into my Zoom courses and they practicing and delivering speeches and everything. And I'm pretty tough and hard with my devolutions, with my feedbacks, because I learned that from my mentors in the United States. When I asked Mr. Brown, Mark Brown, Darren, Ed Tate, and Craig Valentine, what do you have in common? Come on, you're 4 world champions in public speaking. They said we all had a coach, yes, but come on, give me more. I don't buy that. And they said our coaches were very honest. They used to stab their knives, and to the end, when they were giving the feedbacks, they were very honest. And they said, because although they had our money already in their pocket, they used to push us and push us and push us. And that's the same thing, the same strategy I use with my attendance in my courses. I'm very honest with them, and if I see something that's not according to the rules or to the principles they used to apply, I push them and push them and push them to the next level. So I use the same strategy that my mentors use in the States.
So you're being a good coach for your attendees.
Trying to be,
for
yes.
your followers. Yeah, that's what makes people grow. You know, sometimes people is mad at you because you're honest. But if you don't tell them what you see, when you see it the way you see it, it's never gonna come like that. It's like a situation happens and you're super mad and you wanna yell and you wanna cuss and oh my God, yeah. And then you wait, you know, you wait the following day. Then it's not gonna come up like that. But that's when you're angry. But when you're giving feedback, something that you catch and that person needs to be aware of what you see, that it is seen. If you don't mention it, you're gonna forget and you're not gonna care as much as right away. That's why the quickest you're able to give feedback to someone is the most helpful, is the most loving, gift that you can give to someone that wants to improve. You're not attacking them, you're loving them because I love you. I want you to see what I see. And it
Exactly, Maria.
might not be, you know, what it will be the best for you and the topic or the way your style is, because we each have our own style. But just, you know, take it in a loving way, you know, don't take it in a way that I am attacking you, but take it in a way that when you think about it with your cold head and you know, you don't feel attacked, then it might be something that you want to look at and not necessarily make it better, but probably modify it, or it will give you an idea for something that will catch more the attention, or it will probably be funny instead of being something that people is speaking of.
You're right, Maria. And let me tell you that in every course in the first class, I say, I need your permission now. And they look at me. Can I be honest with your feedback? And they all say yes. Okay, sign here as a joke, no? Okay, now you're allowing me to be honest because you're gonna regret this because I'm gonna be sometimes very hard. And some classes, as a joke, at the end of the class, I say, "Forgive me today because I have been very hard in my devolutions and my feedback." But they always say, "Ricky, give me more, give me harder, because the only way I'm learning is if you tell me what you see."
Well, Ricky,
And they like it.
you gotta tell him
So
to
it's true, it works.
listen, you gotta tell him at the end, oh, and by the way, the small print that you didn't see on the before signing in, it meant that you were gonna give me $100 from your bank account. And I'm sure they'll laugh, you know, or whatever, you know, currency
No.
is in Argentina.
What I do with this, you know what this is? You know what this is?
Yes.
These are the all counters. Every time they say an or something, I say 100 pesos, come on.
Yeah.
And they laugh. So every time somebody makes an R or none, I put that sign there, 100.
Well, when we come and speak, we should have few hundreds too by the O'Connor and the grammarian too. And the timers, those, we need few hundred for the timers. Just so that we don't get disqualified. Oh my God. Ricky, where can people follow you? If they want to get trained by you, contact you. Are you on YouTube? Do you have any kind of videos they can access?
Yes, señora. Yes, señora. Yes, señora. Let me tell you where. Let me tell you where in a second. Acá. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. And let me do this.
Okay.
Did it change? Wait, it didn't change yet. It's going to change. No, but it's not the sign. I need the sign to be there.
Oh, okay.
There's a sign, this sign. You're not watching the sign yet? I think. No. No, not yet. Give me a second, please. Let me see.
For my English.
I don't know.
For my English viewers, you probably remember Ricky as Ricky Funes, and for anyone that speaks Spanish, also Ricky does trainings in Spanish.
We're starting now in September, 2 courses, Wednesdays and Fridays, or Tuesdays and Thursdays. The time is from Las Vegas, it must be from 5 to 8 p.m.
Is this online? Is this online?
Online, yeah, by Zoom. This is my information. This is my webpage. This is my WhatsApp number if you want to write it down, especialmente lo que habla en español, que estoy por lanzar 2 cursos más. Avisen con tiempo porque hay pocas vacantes. It's only 10 assistants for each course, not more than 10. That's my maximum because I work person to person. So
one-on-one, you do one-on-one coaching.
No, it's 10. See it, 10 at the most.
Oh,
10 at a time, but not more than 10 by each course. I also do person to person, but that's a different different days and not so long. It's a less, yeah. But what I recommend is the standard course is 6 classes.
okay.
6 Wednesdays and Fridays,
How
or
much is
6
it? How much is
Tuesdays
it?
and Thursdays.
Ricky, how
Pardon?
much is it in dollars? What is the cost?
The cost is 95.
$95?
See,
Okay,
I had to reduce it almost half what I was charging or less because of the quarantine and all that. But
that's fine.
hey,
You know,
yeah.
for people to have an idea. So, para alguien que le interesa entrenar con Ricky, él vive en Argentina, pero tiene cursos en línea. La foto que está en la pantalla es la que tiene en su Facebook, si lo quieren seguir en Facebook. Ricky, I love the symbol with the microphone and the speaker. Excited. I like that. That is pretty. So for anyone that wants to follow Ricky, the picture on the screen, that's what he has on his Facebook page. If you like to follow Ricky Funes.
That picture was taken on a Toastmaster contest where I had the first place in one of the participations. So that's why I was so happy.
Oh, I see. That's a beautiful picture, Ricky. I'm glad it is attached to a happy memory. Did you get a
Yeah,
trophy
it is.
or what do you get? Certificate?
Pardon?
What did you get out of the first place? Trophy, certificate, what did you get?
Yeah, trophies. And then I went to I think this was a club area or district, or no, district, no, division. I think I was when I won the division. And then the next one, I won second place, so I stayed there. In no way, but I have fun participating in those contests.
Yeah, just participating, you know, prepping the speech, but getting nervous about what you're gonna wear and if you're gonna be there on time and running through the elevator and everybody's there and finding
that information you saw, Maria, that information is also available for English speaking people, but I have to make a whole group of English speaking people. Now I'm delivering in Spanish from Argentina, but if we could also make them in English, if they find 10 people in Las Vegas English speaking that are interested, we could make a course for them too in another schedule, another time.
Okay.
Up to date.
Yeah, of course.
We can adapt it for people in Vegas.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm glad. Let's just have it.
I'm glad to see you again.
Thank you so much. Well, you can tag me if you want to make a post with the announcement. If anyone is interested, I have like 150 friends. Most of them are speakers, at least 80 probably, I think. And maybe someone is interested. You never know. And then also, you know, Toastmasters is a good option for anyone in the world. It's an international organization. It's not expensive and it's so much learning. But if you want to do something a little more advanced and personalized and, you know, according more to what people has learned throughout the years, Ricky Funes is one of the options. And you know, I'm happy to help in any way. Let me know. You want to tag me? You want me to do another interview video to promote it? We can do that. I'm here.
Okay, Maria. Thank you. Gracias.
You're welcome. A usted, Ricky. Es un placer. Mucho gusto y muchas gracias.
Igualmente. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.